So, friends, the topic of our discussion today is the 7 secrets that you can implement and become a top e-commerce player. And how you're going to do that, we will discuss in our program today. So, before we begin, I would like to tell you that this video has been sponsored by Shopify. Shopify is the leading e-commerce provider, and it helps you to basically create your own branded e-commerce stores. It is a fantastic software, and it provides a complete platform where you can launch your product and services directly linked to your own website domains. You can also keep your inventory. You can also connect multiple sales channels, and you can also know exactly what is the progress on each product. You can also integrate emails, SMSs, and whole lot of activity which is required to run a complete e-commerce store or e-commerce shop. And therefore Shopify is a very, very powerful tool. And we have actually partnered with Shopify to provide you a very good scheme, under which if you register by using the link which is given in the description below, and if you are in India, for rupees 20 per month, you can actually launch your e-commerce store for next 3 months. Don't miss out on this scheme, this opportunity. Click on the link below, which is specially provided by Akulmach for you. So let us begin our main discussion, that is about how you can make a profitable e-commerce store. So first of all is to identify what is your niche area, and everybody is not expert in everything. So you have to identify what is the 1 or 2 best activities that you are very good at. Some people may be very good in graphic designing, some people may be good in selling, some people may be good in some sort of art creation, etc. So you have to first zero down, even before you start your e-commerce store. You have to first zero down on what is the niche area that you want to provide to your end customers, and that will help you to basically look at your future. And when you start your e-commerce site, then it will be something which is most comfortable for you. So having identified the niche area, then you can actually start thinking about what products or services in that niche you will be selling. And if you don't do this analysis, then you start your e-commerce, then you will be forced to do this analysis. So it is better to first identify what is your strong points, so that you can be successful. And these strong points should be decided in such a way that you are one among the leaders in that particular area. So for example, the e-commerce platform allow you to basically create product selling, which is okay, but then you can also sell services, you can also sell webinars, you can also sell books. So the e-commerce platform is very flexible, and you can't do everything. However, if you identify a niche, then you will be able to decide everything for that niche, and that is why your customers will start identifying you as an expert in that niche. So remember, friends, identify a niche which is required for you, which will help you succeed in life. Number 2 is always focus on building a high quality store. So as you know that when you create an e-commerce store, you have the ability to link your company's domain to that particular store, or you can actually create a link from your company website to the store. But I would recommend that you actually transfer your domain, your company domain, to your web store, so that people identify your brand, and whenever they search your brand, they actually land on your web-based store, e-commerce store. So it is very, very important for you to basically conceptualize and make a very good high quality e-commerce store so that people love to purchase, and the store must have everything that you are thinking of. It has to have some sort of use policy, it has to have some sort of return policy, refund policy, and in what conditions products will be refunded, in what condition product will be returned, or services will be reimbursed because if the customer is not happy. So things like that. So your store must encompass the entire life cycle which you expect from any storekeeper. Whenever you buy stuff from a physical brick and mortar store, and if the thing if the merchandise is not to your expectation, you expect that the shopkeeper will actually take a return and also refund to you. So similarly, in order to create better customer interaction, better customer confidence, a good quality store is very important. Now you can actually take help of a good web designer, or if you are a web designer yourself, then you must focus on building the end-to-end life cycle of a store. And many times people may not know end-to-end life cycle, so you can actually take help of e-commerce expert who has been there, done that, and that will actually help you create a very powerful high quality data driven store which will basically run on its own. So it is important to basically do this activity, very important, remember this. And basically when you talk about store building, then make sure that the store displays the product and services, followed by certain videos which you would like to basically make around that product or services, so that customers are impressed by that. Similarly, when you create an e-commerce store, you must have a complete marketing strategy around it, because creating a store is is the initial first step. However, selling is the most important part, because if customers don't have proper mechanism to buy, return or refund, or basically make the payment, so integration with the payment gateways, etc. However, how do you reach out to your target audience? So website designing we have discussed, but then you have to have a constant management around it. You have to have certain offline integrations which will basically, suppose you are using some sort of a inventory management system, so that integration has to be there. Then most important is that you can start selling on the social media, so integration with Facebook, YouTube and other Facebook like social media, where you can find customers, you can actually reach out to the customers and have an opportunity to sell. And then how do you basically start building? So there could be a promotion strategy. How do you basically promote your product and services? Because if you don't do this, then your store will be left in some sort of a unknown area, because there are so many different websites, many e-commerce players, and there is a competition. So how do you basically reach out to the client? There are two ways. One is that you invest in actual sales and marketing activity and do door-to-door campaign, or the second one would be to basically use the email or digital marketing strategy, or video marketing strategy. Both the cases will require certain funding, and therefore kindly keep that marketing strategy in mind. And also, as your store progresses, make sure that you have a analysis of the market driven data. So you must have an analytical tool which will help you to basically look at your funnel, how the customer behavior is, whether they are liking your offerings, whether they are liking whether they enjoy the experience of buying from your e-commerce store. All that must be part of your store building, so that you can actually enhance offerings, change something that you want to change based on the market intelligence, etc. So effective marketing strategy is absolutely critical in order to be successful when you actually enter the e-commerce space. And today everybody is selling on e-commerce, there is no physical activity happening. So remember friends, even for services you have to rely on e-commerce. And talking about how do you find customers quickly, how do you convert quickly, the one of the strong method of instant conversion is creating offers, discount deals, which are either some festival driven or certain events driven, and constantly keep working on these referrals, discount and hot deals that will actually help you create a scenario where the customer comes on your website and they do not basically return without buying anything. So for an instant conversion, this is very important. Whether you're selling books, services, or product, offers basically take you a long way in making your e-commerce store a successful one. And make sure that with your e-commerce store, some of these facilities are integrated. Most of the e-commerce stores provide this as a plugin. So explore what are the plugins required for your liking, what kind of hot deals that you want to offer, what kind of discounts levels you want to offer, are there any referral programs? So all of that must be part of your e-commerce strategy. So therefore, making a good sales plan is important. So I think this goes hand in hand. However, for instant conversion, hot deal strategy is very, very important. Next, how do you reach out to your customers? So one of the effective way is basically to build an email list. And in today's time, you don't have to start filling out an Excel sheet. There are tools available which will automatically build your email list. As and when your e-commerce stores gain popularity, more customers visit, more customers buy, and some prospects may even drop out. So that email list will be created automatically. You can actually create a framework with follow-up processes. So complete flow can be woven around email and SMSs automatically. So once your e-commerce store is up and running with email integration and SMS integration, then literally your e-commerce store will be self-driven, will be computer-driven, and you don't need to do anything much. And the sales activity, follow-up, etc. will keep happening automatically. So make sure that the email integration is done effectively. And also one word of caution is that certain email providers don't allow a lot of emails being sent from one particular email ID. So make sure that you follow these guidelines wherever you are. For example, if you're in EU, the spamming is a very serious issue. Also in India and US, the spammers are effectively brought down by these service providers like Google, etc. So make sure that you have adequate rights and you don't bring down your domain by doing this. However, it is a very powerful tool as long as you follow the entire life cycle of email integration, then it will be very beneficial for you. And I'm not asking you to do any spamming, because spamming is definitely not required. But email integration is required so that you can actually create an entire flow around your e-commerce store. So moving on to the next one, you have to look at how you can increase the reach of your product offering. And one of the prevalent ways of increasing the reach is basically finding the right influencer. And this strategy is working a lot, because what is happening now is that when you are selling yourself, then you are reaching out to your own clientele. However, with influencer, you have the ability to reach out to the clientele which will be brought in by the influencer. So a lot of people are now relying on influencers for effective selling and effectively reaching out to the influencer database by paying them a little amount for talking about their products on their media. So make sure that you have an influencer strategy built in. And video is emerged as a major tool for influencers. When they actually talk about their offerings, they can actually talk about your products in their live stream, etc. So make sure that you have your video marketing strategy out from day one. Don't miss out on this, because video based influencers are able to reach out to the client and also appeal to the client that, hey, look, this product I've reviewed personally and I recommend that buy this product from this particular e-commerce, or engage this e-commerce player for the services. So this goes a long way, and people actually watch videos rather than reading something. People get engaged by watching a video. So influencer marketing has become a very, very important feature of 21st century. So make sure that with your e-commerce, with your selling marketing strategy, you have figured out how you are going to basically engage with influencers. And the last thing is, never give up. So I have given you 7 key factors which are important for you to basically venture into e-commerce space. So never give up. And you must be seeing so many messages coming on WhatsApp and all that, but then I'm telling you 7 steps which are important. WhatsApp is also an important sales channel, but you must look at the end-to-end picture, as I have told you in my video. So never give up is the mantra. Kindly follow these 7 steps in order to become successful in the area of e-commerce, and also selling your services using social media or other sales channel.